The Smart Station is mobile again. The only negative about these casters is they're so smooth and they carry the weight so well that when I'm working on it, it'll move a bit more than the other ones did. So I do find that in this case, I come around to this end and the lift, and that gives me the stick that I need. R8 Smart Caster, I have it in my hands. This is prototype version 3. In this video, I'm going to go through the variations that led up to this and also tell you about the final version, version 4, that's in the mail on its way to me right now. First, to answer the big question, the Polk Smart Cart 2 plans. I am so close. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I would say that I got about 8 more hours of detail work to do. We may be on version 3 of the casters. We're way deeper than that on PSK2. Even this one that you see here, the plans will make it look like this, but there's so many differences and changes that this one has allowed me to figure out. So good news is this one is going to be mine, and I'm going to build another one from the plans. That will also be mine because I need two, one for the station and one for the bench. Since I've been working on this to detail it out and rebuild it and get ready for the updated casters, the Smart Station has been anchored. There's no wheels under it, and what a pain. Let's jump back to the beginning with the SmartCaster R8. Remember, this started as an R7. An R7 is a lighter duty version of it, smaller wheel, little lower weight capacity, and awesome. I found that at Bennington Manufacturing, and I got a set. In fact, that set, one of the sets, is on the Smart Bench. On the original Polk Smart Cart, I modified it to take these. So that's another thing. If you've already got a Polk Smart Cart, it won't be as nice as this one, but it can be modified fairly easily to use the R8s. So the R7s, I got them and they were fantastic. When I put them on the Smart Station, they worked, but it was pushing them to their limits, particularly one caster. The saw cantilevers, the table saw, it's pretty heavy. It cantilevers way off and it's offset to that side. So a much more load on that one caster than the others. And I was getting a little flexing and a little dipping so that the foot on the cart would touch sometimes when I'm moving up. Not a big deal. But day in and day out in construction, I want to know that it's going to work wherever I'm at, whatever I'm doing, and when I put a demand on it. So we went from 500-pound total load to 800-pound total load. Now, we're never going to make the bench 800 pounds or even 500 pounds, but you know when you're moving stuff and putting things under stress, load gets intensified. So it isn't just the dead weight, it's the mobility, the active weight. When you hit a little pebble or a screw on the floor or something, those kind of things. So we want the strength. We just want it to do the job without stressing or working too hard. So birth of the R8. We haven't really built them different here. Bob has just beefed them up so they're stronger. So we start with a 2-inch wheel and go to a 2.5. That's a big jump. Doesn't sound like much, but it is. It's also much wider. See, it's going to carry the load a lot better. So these are 200-pound casters altogether, wheels. So that's, again, 800 pounds versus 125 or 500. The first set that Bob sent me, bracket was the same as the bracket on the R7, 1/8 of an inch steel, powder coated, really nicely done. And Bob builds these in his own shop. So this was the first attempt. And because of the 1/8 inch steel, it was working kind of like a shock absorber, and we were getting some flex in it. Version 2, the steel went up to 3/16 of an inch. And that made a huge difference. I was getting about 7/16 deflection with these just on the one. The two on this end had almost none. and the one on this side had about half of that. So it was really the load over there. But that's where we're, that's going to be the weak link. So we had to make it work there. So this one deflected about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16. Certainly at that point, we could have called it good. And in fact, I even said to Bob, I'm really stressing it. A lot of people may not, and it's functional. And Bob said, no, I really think we should go to the next level. Thus, this V3 that I am testing out now is 1/4 inch. So we went all the way from 1/8 to 1/4. And Bob did something else that I'm really impressed with. Aluminum post. And I don't know if this shows, but it's a little bigger diameter, but it's really beefed up. It's lighter too. V4, the final version, those have the aluminum post, the 1/4 inch bracket, and the 200-pound, 2.5 inch wheel. But the post will not be black. It will be red, Bob's signature. Along the way with the bracket, the post, the casters, we also worked on the hole spacing, and we've made them a little further apart, a little closer to the edges, a little further apart this way. Subtle little things, but it is making a difference. I can space out the bolting pattern. As soon as the final version shows up, I will make a video unboxing them, showing you what you would get if you ordered them. And then when Bob gives me the link, meaning he's ready to ship, then that'll be posted, and you'll be able to instantly just click on that link and order them. I know many of you have asked, and a lot of you have even ordered the R7s because that's all you can order, deciding to go ahead with these for now and upgrade to these later. That's really cool because helping support a small manufacturer that's come up with a one-of-a-kind thing. This is proprietary. It's got a patent on this. Nobody else. There's no second choice on the market, and yet his prices are right in line with the foot pedal ones that you can order that are manufactured in, huge quantities overseas and so many different brands, but they're usually probably all made by the same manufacturer and marketed under different names. So for Bob to go head-to-head price-wise with those and offer something unique, and again, if you're dealing with those big companies and the bean counters making the choices, they're going to go, well, let's stick with 3/16. That's good enough. Or, hey, the steel post is fine. Let's just stick with that. We'll just replace the ones that fail. That isn't the mindset of small manufacturers. I'm the same way. When I build a house, when I do a remodel, I don't want things to be breaking down in 6 months. I want the things to be old and patinaed and worn from people using them. I don't want them to fail. And so Bob and I see eye to eye on that. So it's been a lot of fun to work with him. And again, these are all Bob's. They aren't mine. I've just been lucky enough to have a need and to have found Bob that has been willing to take an already fantastic design and just modify it for the Smart Woodshop and for us at the Smart Woodshop. Now that I've caught you up on the R8 caster and the PSK2 production, I'm going to get this thing reassembled and get the Smart Station loaded on top of it, and then I'll use both benches on their carts to build the first PSK2 from the plans, from scratch, and I'll be filming the whole thing because that will be the companion video to go along with the plans. So make sure you subscribe, and if you like these videos, give me a thumbs up. It's really not that hard. I hate to beg and plead, but it makes a huge difference. If you like what I do and you want me to take this time to make these videos and design this stuff and bring you along the way and show you what I'm doing, then hitting that thumbs up signals to the algorithm at YouTube, hey, this one I enjoyed watching, and so they'll serve it up to more people. That helps the channel and helps us to be able to spend more time making more videos for you. And now a word from our sponsor, the Smart Woodshop. If you want to get a detailed set of plans to build a Smart Station, a Smart Bench, any of the accessories that work with the system, including the new PSK2 or the Smart Woodshop itself, there's a link in this video. Click on it and you can purchase plans and download them 24/7, 365. And if you're interested in the tools and materials that I use, you can go to thesmartwoodshop.com. You'll see a link to Ron's store, and there you can click on and find out all the stuff that I use. And if you use those links, then they're affiliate links, so that also supports the channel. I have not mentioned it in a while, but if you want to get a Polk's workbench and you don't want to take the time to build it yourself, you can get it in a knockdown version shipped right to your door, ready to assemble in about an hour. I've even done a video on showing you how to do it. There's a link for that bench as well. Mahalo.